Next up on Veterans Matters, we're rappelling with EIU's ROTC program. Stay tuned, we'll be right back. Lieutenant Colonel Savickas, thanks for coming back on Veterans Matters.
Thank you for having me again, Lori.
Today we're talking about rappelling. Tell us a little bit about what that exactly is and how the military uses that in military exercises or training.
Well, rappelling is an essential military skill that all soldiers get trained in, and the cadets here in ROTC get trained in. It's used in practical applications, whether you're in Afghanistan in a mountainous environment and you have to get down the side of a mountain using your ropes and other equipment to get down, or you're in an urban environment, you're, let's say, on a rooftop or something, and need to get down to, maybe you're assaulting an objective or something like that. Here in ROTC, we're conducting the training not only to train that skill, and we're using Clem Hall to do the training in a building type urban environment. So it's not only for the skill, but in the 7 Army values, there's the Army value of personal courage. And it trains our cadets to face their fears and push forward through something that they would otherwise be hesitant to do. And all the cadets will experience it, and whether you have a fear of heights or not a fear of heights, you will see that it's a safe training event, and they will get to face those fears and be happy when they get done with it and feel a sense of accomplishment.
Tell us about the mechanics of how it works. I mean, if you've only seen rappelling in the movies, that's probably not accurate. How does this actually work? You're tied off at the top and the bottom, and you've got people literally, helping you.
We have a climbing grade or military grade climbing rope that will be attached at anchor points on the roof of the building. The cadets will tie their own harnesses. We don't use any civilian off-the-shelf harnesses like you would find in REI or other mountain climbing stores. They take a length of rope, tie a harness, and we'll teach them how to do that, tie a harness out of that rope using various knots, and we will clip them in using a steel carabiner, and they will connect to the rope, and then using friction, essentially, is what it is, lower themselves down off the edge of the wall and then down to the ground.
So is this a kind of rappelling where they're walking down the wall, or are they swinging way out and getting down as fast as possible?
Ideally, if you're trained, you want to get down as fast as possible. Our goal for the training would be to have them gain a level of comfort where they can bound off the wall in 2 or 3 or 4 bounds and then get down to the bottom.
Okay. So it's at Clem Hall. Why do you choose that building? I know that's the building where military science is actually located at, but why that building?
Well, in the past, we've done the training out at the Charleston Police and Fire Training Facility, and they have a great rappelling facility there, and it serves our needs extremely well. This year, though, we decided to bring the training back to Clem Hall, which years ago the ROTC department used to do it there. Number one, because it's a realistic environment. You're connecting to the roof of a building, which replicates what they may be faced with once they're in military service. And 2, it provides us great visibility here on campus. All students not involved in ROTC get to see what's going on, and they'll say, hey, what's going on the side of Clem Hall today? And maybe that may have them come over and ask questions about the Army ROTC program, and maybe that might get them to the point where they want to sign up and join, because it looks like it's not only an exciting activity, but something that they're interested in, and they may learn a little bit more about the Army when they otherwise wouldn't have.
So what kind of skills, obviously for the person doing the rappelling, you're either going to get over your fear of heights or not, but it takes a team effort to get someone down off that wall. What kind of skills are the cadets learning when they're being part of this exercise?
Well, it's not only the cadets that are learning, but also the cadre that are in charge of the cadets. To make this training event possible, we have to have school-trained instructors that go to official Army schools, like I have, and train how to conduct a rappelling event and get certified in that. We do that obviously to ensure that we are conducting a quality training event and a safe training event. Now the students themselves will be teaching each other some of these skills. We have 4 stations set up for the training, where the first station would be that they'll learn how to tie basic knots, like the square knot and the overhand knot, things that are essential to climbing or rappelling. They move to the next station, which is learning how to tie the Swiss seat out of that length of rope that I mentioned. And those classes are taught by our own cadets. Our senior cadets are teaching those to the junior cadets. They move on to a smaller wall where they gain familiarity in hooking up, moving backwards off the edge of the wall and into what we call a proper L-shaped position. And they do that on a wall that's only about 6 feet high, so that you don't have that great fear of the, 50-foot wall. And once they're done with all of that, you move on to the actual wall and rappel. And through each step of the process, even though it's cadets teaching other cadets, there are multiple safety measures in place to ensure that no cadet moves from one station to another without being fully trained and being fully safe before we put them on the wall.
So what kind of approvals do you go through to be able to do an event like this? Because obviously you just don't say, hey, we're going to do this, and people are going to, well, watch out, there's going to be people rappelling off of buildings.
Well, like I mentioned, from the Army side, we have to get myself and my staff trained and certified in Army schools to do this. So we get that done, and then we do what's called a composite risk management worksheet, where we identify all the risks associated with the training event. We figure out ways to mitigate those risks and then supervise and evaluate how we're doing with that throughout the training. The Army requires us to do that comprehensive analysis and submit it to them, to our higher headquarters, so they can see that we are on track with what we're doing. On the university side, we work hand in hand with the safety folks here at the university to ensure that our anchor points on the roof are certified, which they are, and that we're conducting a safe event. We also submit what's called an unusual event request.
I've done those before.
We do those for when we fire the cannon out at the football games, and lots of, it seems like everything we do is an unusual event. But we do the unusual event request so that everyone around campus has been notified, and the police department is notified that we're doing this training, so that someone might not jump to the wrong conclusions when they see folks in uniform coming off the side of a building.
Right.
So.
Have you looked at other buildings on campus? Because certainly we have some, residence halls that are a lot higher.
Yes.
Have you thought about that as like an advanced rappelling course?
We've thought about that, and we've heard that from the fire department, they often rappel off of Carmen Hall at greater heights, and we may get to that point. But right now, this for our 80 cadets in the program right now, the approximate 50-foot height of Clem Hall will be a large enough challenge.
Will be enough. Now, of these 80 cadets, have any of them ever done it before? I mean, you've got some seniors who've done it before.
The seniors have all done it. The juniors have all done it, and then there are some that you would. If there are sophomores that have been in the program previously, they did it last year, but we have a lot of sophomores that come in and it's their first time with the program. So I would say, about half the program has never tied their own harness, never hooked up to a line, never rappelled off of any structure. So it'll be good.
Is this a little bit of a rite of passage for some of the cadets?
It is, because they will talk about it, and it's amazing. You will see it on folks' Facebook pages afterwards. You'll see it on our own ROTC Facebook page. You'll hear people talking about it in the hallways, and it's one of those things that they talk about for a while, and hopefully that generates further interest in our program.
Now, is this something you do every year?
We do. We not only for the reasons that it builds confidence, but like I already mentioned, it's one of those critical Army skills that the Army adds to our curriculum so that we can ensure that the cadets are trained in these types of skills. We normally do it in the fall, sometimes in the spring. It all depends on the weather here in Illinois. but I think the fall would be the only time this year that we're going to do it, and we may look at adding additional training opportunities next year.
So what other, I know having worked on this campus for the last 10 years, the helicopter sometimes comes in because it comes right by our building, this open area, and we think maybe we're being invaded. You do other types of training exercises like the rappelling and this helicopter training.
We do. We have our military lab Thursday afternoons, late afternoons, which we're doing real Army training, and each semester we go away for 3 days on a field training exercise somewhere. We actually just got back from our training exercise here in the fall a couple of weeks ago. And at all these training events, we're doing things like land navigation training or patrolling through tactical scenarios, or we did a confidence obstacle course a couple of weeks ago where the cadets, again, had to face some of their personal fears and go up obstacles that were at considerable heights and required them to push themselves and see that they can get through those things if they put their minds to it. We'll continue. You mentioned the helicopter training. We'll do that in the spring where we bring in some Army National Guard helicopters, hopefully of different types, and the cadets get to see what that branch of the Army is all about and get some rides up in the air with the helicopters, which is exciting for a lot of them. And we'll just continue to try to identify great training opportunities that are challenging and exciting, where the cadets want to be part of it and they're ultimately learning how to be officers.
As we close here, we're going to take a look at the actual training that I got to participate in. And thank you, by the way, for letting me do that.
You're very welcome.
You do allow some civilians to participate. How do you determine that?
Well, we like and enjoy when folks come out to these training events, particularly the rappelling, and they show an interest and want to participate like you did. There are tons of folks on campus here where our department has great relationships. We have great relationships with the athletic department, with all sorts of folks on campus that support us in what we do, in the training that we do. So any opportunity we have to invite them out and can participate and see firsthand through their own eyes and their own experiences what we do helps us not only get our message out, but they have in turn internalized what we do and can further support us because they know where we're coming from. So anytime you want to come out and join us, you are always welcome.
Well, thank you. I think we're going to head now to the training that I took place in, and you can see what happens when a TV host rappels down a wall. Thanks for joining us on Veterans Matters.
There you go. Julie. Back towards me. Back towards me. There you go.
Okay.
Great. All right. Yeah. Plane will help you try the Swiss seat.
Okay.
All right.
Take this here. You're going to tuck this on your pocket.
Leave it like that?
Yes, just right this moment. You're going to take this and put it in your right hand, or left hand, sorry.
Midpoint of the rope, everybody's going to put it on the backside left hip right here. Now, leaving the midpoint on the backside left hip, you're going to bring the other rope around, and you're going to bring them both right out.
Pull through. Go back over here.
Yeah, you should have 5 pounds.
Pull as tight as you can.
All right. Everybody's going to reach behind their legs, right through there. Behind the legs, grab the ropes, make sure they don't cross. That's the way it should be, yep. Make sure the slack stays in.
Now, when we do this, we want to make sure this is on the inside. That way it comes across and it'll bite here. So grab right here. Thank you. Yep, now do it on the other side too.
All that slack coming out. Now, once you've pulled out all the slack, you're going to grab as high as you can grab. You're going to pull down as you stand up. It should become very uncomfortable. All right, if it doesn't hurt,
Do it again.
you're going to do it again. Everybody down, bit of slack. You're going to take that slack, poke it in your pocket. What you're going to do, Everybody's got this carabiner in their hand. They're going to take it out and hold it like so. Run it through all 3 ropes, making sure you stay between those leggings. Spin it around. They should go just like so. And gloves on. So you guys got gloves right here. There's someone safe to get with gloves. Grab a helmet.
I have a big head.
Yeah, we don't work try this one.
It's heavy.
How's that one feel? Do you have an ACH back in your day? Yeah, this is it.
A little bit farther this time. All the way.
Alright, I'm going to tighten it down on you. Good. Alright, you're going to get up there since you're right-handed. He's going to ask you what your brake hand is. You're going to say your right hand is your brake hand. So, I'm going to inspect your gloves. Helmet on. Thanks, bud. Alright, you ready?
I'll take you guys on up. We gotta wait for them to. We'll be good to go.
Raiders bit. Oh, man. Hey! Oh! Did I just get another one? Did I just get another one? Oh! Hey! Lay one out. On rappel! On belay! Wait, this right here? No, not that. That's awesome. All right. Sound out, Cloud Thunders. Panthers. Panthers. There you go. Get down to there. That's it. Hey. I'm going. Good job.
Hey, Drogo, there's one right there. Back up him.
Off rappel. Come up to the edge. You can put his heels over the edge. He's going to bend at the waist, slowly milking it out, keeping his legs straight. Coming up into an L position, he's going to have to adjust his step. Come stable. He's going to wave with his left hand, palm 3 times in place. 1, 2, 3. And he's going to sound out with whatever. Panther! If he should happen to possum, come upside down, the belay man will hold him in place. He will then position himself. Stop. Stop. Alright, reposition himself. And continue on with his bounding. All the way. Woo. On rappel! On belay! As soon as she comes down, I'll get you, alright?
Oh, jeez. You're good. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Excellent.
Woo!
Jump a little. There you go. Excellent. Bounce. Legs straight still, legs straight. Good. Very nice.
Woo!
Excellent technique. There you go. Excellent technique. One more time. Stand up. All right.
Woo! I'm shaking.
Nice.
Oh, yeah, let go.
Back up.
Okay.
Just keep backing up. Get your hands, put them up here. Like this. Don't hold it. Cross them. Now go.
Okay.
Don't hold the rope at all.
Okay. Yes, I'm smacked it. Oh, God. Whew. That was a little scary, but it was fun.
On rappel!
Okay, so what did you say? Straight legs?
Keep your legs straight, bend at the waist, and just keep milking it through. Milking it through as you go. Feel yourself fall a little bit, take that step. Readjust your, reestablish your L shape.
Yeah.
Keep going. You're good.
Oh, okay.
Excellent.
Yay!
You're good.
There you go. Kick out more. There you go.
Good. Excellent.
Pull through like you're trying to shield. Do it one more time. Left over right. Trying to shield.
Alright. If you have any slack.
Good job. Keep going.
Come on, Polko.
Good job, Joe. Let that go. Excellent. Good. Looking good. Awesome. On rappel. On belay. There you go.
Do a little jumping, sir. A little jumping.
That's it.
All the way. Let it go.
Good job.
Big one, sir. Big one. There you go.
Here we go, sir.
Calm down. You're going to cool down?
Yep, back up, sir. Back up.
Thank you. It was great.
Thanks to EIU's ROTC for letting me do this today. They're a great group of guys, and their life is in my hands. See you next time. Okay.
Hi, I'm Erica Borgren, Iraq veteran and director of the Illinois Department of Veterans Affairs. Our mission is to empower veterans and their families to thrive. We do that by providing long-term care in our veterans' homes, by developing programs to address the mental health, employment, and other challenges veterans face, and by helping veterans navigate the complex system of federal, state, and local resources. Our agency is home to a team of veterans whose sole job is to help other veterans. But we can't do this work alone. We need Illinois veterans to stand up and be counted so we can better understand our veteran community and serve you better. We are calling on all Illinois veterans, even if you've personally transitioned well and aren't in need of any services, to log on to our website to stand up and be counted. You have already stood up to answer the call to service. Now, stand up and be counted to help the entire Illinois veteran community. Visit veterans.illinois.gov.
If you have questions or comments about our show, please email them to the address on the screen or give us a call during regular business hours at 581-5956. Thanks for watching this edition of Veterans Matters.